All right, so for this video, we are pretty much going in and doing a quote for mowing services. So this video is gonna be fairly short for the most part, but just want. But for the most part, it's just gonna be an inside look into what we look at when we're trying to give quotes. You know, if we want to take the job in general, you know, things to let the customer know ahead of time that if there's something that we can't do or whatever the case may be. This is that inside look. We typically prefer that the person is actually there for us to shake hands, show our face, so you actually know who we are and know what to expect and things like that. But I know everybody's at work, just trying to just get the quote, get it knocked out and get it done. Typically, we don't do that, but if they're willing to pay a deposit or pay everything up front, we will go ahead and knock it out, because we have run into issues where, for whatever reason, people will scam and have us go to properties that aren't even theirs. And it was a whole safety issue. We're walking properties and they're just picking addresses off Zillow and sending us over there, and then it's hey, can we pay by check, or whatever the case may be. And it's it's a scam, but it's you're also sending us somewhere. You don't know who's over there. They'll give a excuse they're out of town, or we're moving in, we just bought this house. It's the same old. So to, keep ourselves safe, because a lot of times I'm also doing those quotes. We try to prefer that somebody is there for the most part, and if not, we typically make sure they give us some detailed information of what the property is what to expect, what's around it, what problems have they had, to go into a lot more detail versus just, hey, can you show up and give a quote and let us know. But yeah, this is an inside look into that. Yeah, check it out. So I typically tag along with a lot of these, just to get an idea of what Jamal is looking for as well when he walks the properties versus when I walk the properties, just to make sure that we're on the same page. Thankfully the gate was open. Ooh, the grass is not as high as I was expecting, but it's definitely a little bit overgrown, so where it's going to be a up price for that first cut.
How high the grass is, 3, if there anything
trying to make sure there's no branches, nothing scattered throughout the yard. Everybody doesn't keep their yards clean. Sometimes you got toys, just debris or bricks and things like that. So we need to make sure that there's no added on fee for a yard cleanup or anything like that. So we actually walk through the actual yard to make sure that there's nothing, that could damage our equipment. Yeah, granted, I have no boots, so I was not walking through there. There's definitely, it's snake season. There's all type of critters and things like that. So no, I was not walking through there without my boots. Not gonna happen. It's pretty decent size backyard. This definitely will fall under our mid-size lawn pricing. It's actually pretty good. It's flat. Doesn't look like a lot of things are in the way. Not a lot of trees until you get to the back fence, which is cool. It's just, this is gonna be a pretty easy and standard yard to do. You gotta make sure you walk the full thing, because the last thing you want to do is run into any surprises after you've already said yes.
It's not bad at all.
Is it wet?
Yes, but the ground itself is still hard. So assuming it doesn't rain tomorrow, today I can probably get it tomorrow. When is
Why you can't get it today?
Huh?
Why you can't get it today if the ground's hard? I stay trying to get him to go ahead and cut.
It's not.
It's been raining all week, so we're trying to get everybody in.
Dry enough. I mean, I can, but it'll probably leave a couple ruts. But
his first cut gonna be rough anyway.
First cut is gonna be rough. Also, he in the same area as Jarvis.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'll check it.
Yeah, so we try to map everybody out as close as possible.
You have no schedule right now.
Say what?
You have no schedule right now.
But
Because he wants to get done as soon as possible anyway.
okay.
And I'm sure I'll ask if he cares. I just don't want to keep waiting. We keep stacking and stacking and stacking.
Yeah.
I just got a team call that
So for the most part,
one.
I want to get to the point where we start doing
long as
quotes.
you can get
Like,
back by
if he's
5.
gonna do it, at least come out there with your equipment and give them the option to go ahead and cut it. Because if you got time to come out there for a quote, then more than likely you got time to cut it real quick. Especially if it's something easy like that, where it's not a lot going on.
Verify the front first, though.
Yeah, the front looks fine.
I mean, as far as dry enough.
And we gotta make sure you, like, same thing, front and back. Fronts are usually the safest. It's usually the backs that have the surprises, and things like that. We run into the issue where we'll look at the front property. You have a good idea of what the back size is like, but not walking it, you run into those issues where you got like power lines down, or like a lot of trees, or like whatever the case may be. So we're gonna make sure we walk both front and back. But fronts are usually, for the most part, self-explanatory.
Yeah, I feel like you do that.
But yeah, then we double check as far as edging, what that's gonna look like. A lot of the times, if it's the first cut of the season, it may be overgrown onto the pavement, which is also fine.
He asked about that, so I'm sure that's something he wants.
What's up?
Just for this part.
So there you can see there,
Yeah.
it's a little overgrown to the edge.
Yeah.
A lot of overgrown to the edge.
Fortunately, I swapped out my blade last week.
But that's not gonna take too long. Still a decent property to knock out.
It's just gonna look really nasty on the edge.
I told him that all the equipment's gonna get blown back into the grass.
Yeah.
I told him it's gonna look rough for the first cut, depending on how high it is.
Mm-hmm.
The front may not be up that bad, but the back, for
Yeah,
sure.
the front wasn't bad. He actually told us that he had his neighbor come through and
then go back over that.
help him cut it a few weeks ago from the front. It just never got to the back. So the front should be straight and be a pretty standard clean cut, but the back is for sure gonna have some clippings left over. But as we continue throughout the season, we put them on our schedule, get them cut every 2 weeks. It's gonna be a nice, clean look for sure.
Not a lot of stuff in the way, so I can
Yeah. No ditches, no dips, nothing crazy. Like I said, it's be an easy yard to knock out.
I'll make sure I get the deposit just in case.
And that's pretty much it. We wrapped that up. I think we went back and he loaded up the truck and went ahead and knocked it out same day. Easy money. Got him added to the schedule. His lawnmower, the person who owned the home, his lawnmower was actually out and he needed to be fixed, but he hasn't got it fixed yet. So in the meantime, we will be the ones cutting grass. So I'm not gonna add them to our retention list as far as who will be cutting all throughout the summer, because more than likely he'll end up getting his lawnmower fixed at some point. So, but yeah, that's kind of what we look for. What we look into. Quotes usually are super quick, 5 minutes top, especially if nobody's there. Super quick. The only times that it takes a long time is if it's like an older lady or an older couple. Usually they like to like sit down and chat and like really get to know you, which is understandable. But yeah, it's pretty easy. Pretty easy task for us to knock out. And that's all I got. I'll check you guys on the next one.